So, hello. I'm going to show you um, what came of Pars Valley. Um, I It's been a while since you've been on Moth. But I've been building stuff while you've been, you know, absent. Um, Not a lot has changed here. This is the farms. This carrots field, beetroot field. This one, when I built this, I made too many fields. Um, so I just made an extra one that just had strips of random crops. There's a pumpkin field and melon field, potato and wheat, and I just whenever I harvested it, and I just shoved extra seeds in this one, bone meal, little chorus plantation with some fruit and some flowers. I haven't done that in a long time because I haven't dealt with anything purple in a while. Um, we'll go down to your original base that you built originally. Um, I did forget that was there, so it did scare me. I made a doorbell. I'm pretty sure I sent you. I think that was the video I sent you that I thought would just embed, but it sent you the file instead. It was showing this. If you put skulk sensors against amethyst, it rings. There's like 8 amethyst blocks and skulk sensors all sort of wedged all together, like just under that. The skulk sensor itself is waterlogged because that stops the actual like click noise that the skulk sensor itself makes. I've not actually changed anything down here. I don't think I've ever walked down there. There's little sugarcane room. I have not changed anything for this since you put these doors in. Little lava farm and the dripstone farm, and I've not built a great deal around here. I did build these stairs, but I did that months ago, and you probably would have seen it. The chickens know what they've done. I'm not sure why they have always been like attached to this. They're always in that corner. They're always just trying their best to get onto that one specific block. But anyway, there's not a great deal down here anymore. Many of these chests are empty because I've moved most of the stuff, not everything, but I've moved most of the stuff into the other storage room. Whenever I got a new music disc, I shoved a copy here. So these are all the unique music discs that we have. I think, yeah, that's all the ones that I ended up getting, plus this. There's copies of multiple of them in the storage room. This is an ender chest. I've not changed anything at all that's down here. I did start doing this months ago. You were there, Moth, when I was fiddling with this. It does function. Like it does automatically sort stuff. But and this is just the dump chest that everything that doesn't get sorted goes into. It does function. It is working, but I've made this room way too small, and basically everything beyond about this point is a cave. That like I had to build these walls and the roof and the floor, so I decided to basically just abandon the project. But this does function. It does function. It is a little sorting thing. The design for this system was made by Impulse SV on YouTube. It's an item sorter with overflow protection. Yeah, but like I abandoned this project because I built the room too small, and I didn't want to expand it anymore because I had to build all this wall and floof, the walls and the roof and the floor. I had to build all of this because this whole thing is just a cave that I dug into by accident. So I decided, in the context of a server where shulker boxes are more or less infinite, I decided to basically just abandon the project. I don't actually know if you ever saw this. I did expand that nether wart farm and I put a little more nether wart down here. Not that I ever really needed all that nether wart, but it was, you know, it was fun. It was just for a project. If you go up here, I have never gone out that way, ever. I don't think the land does end just beyond this wall. I'm pretty sure. This is a little enchanting area. Okay, this anvil has broken about 4 times in the time that I've been using this. Just, you know, it's a little nether themed bookshelf enchanting table area that's covered by vines. It's great. And in case I ever make this video public, this hole leads directly into the skulk doorbell thing. And there's not a lot down here. This was the original segment of the base that Papamoth built. Papamoth is the main reason I am making this video, because they haven't been able to get online for almost a month, and the server is due to close for the end of Season 5 in about 7.5 hours from now. But, so after I finish this recording, I'm going to empty my inventory and my ender chest into just a chest somewhere, and I'm going to essentially just log off for the last time. So it's been good. I've really enjoyed this server, actually. I did build a sniffer farm. Yeah, I got attacked one day by some skeleton horses. They literally just appeared next to me, like about here, and attacked me. So after I killed them, one of their horses remained. So I just adopted it because I could. And there's some donkeys and horses that I found, and also some mules that I bred. Here's a mule. Here's Edbert. He's adorable. I don't think I've ever used him because I have speed 2 and whichever enchantment it is on my feet that makes me go faster, so I move faster than this does. But I believe strongly in very humane free range sniffer farming. It's very humane, very free range. They all have lots of they have lots of space. I've never heard any complaints. This is a small shrine that I moved from my old base that I basically abandoned once I moved in here, featuring a chicken that got killed by a skeleton. So this was originally in my base, and then I moved it here complete with soul fire and soul stuff, because I really like the nether aesthetic. So I plan to use a lot more of that next season in our base, which will be a desert themed base. The collection mechanism for the sniffers are down here, but before I do that, I've also built an automatic bee farm, which there's bees on mud and flowers, so they're all full of bees. And every time one of them gets filled with honey, there's underneath the hives there's dispensers and observers, and whenever they fill up, they get automatically harvested. This is the collection mechanism for both. These are dispensers, they've got shears in them. And the hoppers are here. The hoppers are underneath the mud, because mud's hitbox is not a full block, so hoppers can pull through it. They can't pull through a full solid block like wood or moss. It's only specifically because mud's hitbox is not full that they can pull through it. Otherwise, if you want to pull through a full block, you need a hopper minecart, which is what this thing is. This cart just goes on an infinite loop and collects all the seeds that the sniffers collect, and there's quite a lot of them. There is a lot. and I've just been basically planting and growing them. Um, we've also got a lot of honeycomb, so I will rebuild basically this exact same thing next season because I actually quite like how honeycomb blocks look. But so you get all the seeds from the sniffers and you plant them on farmland like a crop, and they grow into this, and they break and they just become flowers basically. So cyan dye and orange dye you get from these flowers. That's the only way you can get cyan and orange. They're the only flowers that give cyan and orange. These are just empty shulker boxes, just random shulker boxes that I had from flowers and bee nest farming, which I did manually. I didn't buy a single one of these. I farmed them all manually. This shack was built by Papamoth. You built this moth. I just moved it back like 2 or 3 blocks, I think. You built it a lot closer to the lake's edge than I wanted it, and it was in the way. So I took it down layer by layer and moved it back, and then took that next layer and rebuilt it, and took down the next layer and rebuilt it back. This is my wither shrine because I killed I killed several withers. There's blue projectile, black projectile, and the wither head, and they're all in the soul soil. Just as like some sort of effigy, I suppose. This is my fishing spot that I use. I basically just chuck on a podcast and like, not quite AFK, but not quite AFK, but I do I chuck on a podcast and just fish. This is the best fishing rod it's possible to create with this server's enchantments. This one is vanilla plus wisdom, but repairing is better than mending for this purpose because mending uses a little bit of XP to repair it. Repairing just happens automatically. So I've eaten a lot of fish. There's a lot of fish. I eat a lot of fish. And you get enchanted books. I've been led to believe that fishing is locked to only vanilla enchantments because all of these have only vanilla enchantments on them. And this is everything else that I've fished up that isn't a fish or a book. I've just shoved it all in here. And I also grabbed a conduit. So there's a conduit here as well. That's just it doesn't actually do anything unless you're in the water. But you know, you've got water breathing in this lake now. And I'm not sure if you probably you might have noticed, but I did build this way back when I first originally expanded the lake. I built this little closed off prismarine bit with coral in it, and I actually think it's quite nice. It's quite pretty. But yeah, there is a door here that leads to a waterfall out to this cliff out here, to make it navigable. So that waterfall is connected to that door. The door is there so to stop the axolotls from getting stuck down there, because that did happen twice. When I first built it, I had what did I have? Fence gates, I think it was. But they kept getting through, so I put a door there. But yeah, so there's the beacons, which have speed, resistance, haste, and jump boost on them. This building is the storage building that I built. I've been fiddling with this little eye design that I would like to use later. For now, this is cyan concrete. I'm pretty sure this is blue terracotta and magenta, I think. We've got a semi-automatic smelter. You stick the stuff to smelt up here, and it smelts it automatically and spits the output down there. I actually forgot that I did all that iron. This is the storage room. There's a brewing thing here with some ingredients. Most of them are still over there. Most of them are over there. This was just random potions that I found in beach chests or in ancient cities. Before I stopped bothering to bring the potions. Yeah. So most of this is basically the same as the last time you were online. The names should be fairly it should be fairly self-explanatory what's in here. This is like all smithing templates. You know, everything deep slate, everything stone, and this is just all the other stones like diorite, granite, tuff, etc. That's all in there. These are all the woods. Not the nether woods. The nether woods are actually... Oop. This is not the nether, but I built this anyway. This is this little end section, roughly based on the biomes and the structures, but like, you know, there's end bricks and purpur here. What's this? Chorus fruit, and this is end stone. It's lit by end rods because it's, you know, it's the end based thing, and we've got down here, we've got the same thing for the nether. So we've got a whole ton of netherrack and some glowstone, and quartz. We've got all the soul sand, soul soil, and the soul lights. Most of these are from Ancient City. We've got everything. It's got fortress stuff, all the nether bricks and the like. Warped stuff, crimson stuff, basalt, and magma blocks. And we've also got basically everything blackstone. And I put extra chests here, but we never actually got enough to use them. Yeah, and this is my little dye and, you know, banner making section that I've got here. I'll show you this later. This is the wool collection thing. This is actually probably one of my favorite things that I've ever built ever. Is this little path with flowers in this underground section with rainbow collection. We've got every color of wool here in an automatic collection farm. So we've got pink wool, which is from a pink sheep that was naturally generated on this server. So we've got that. That's fun. We've got lots of all the types of wool. We've got the most of grey, I think, probably, from ancient cities, or possibly blue, or light blue. Yeah, we've got a lot of all of them, but I do a lot of ancient city raiding, so there's a lot of ancient city wool. And here are the actual sheep themselves. They're pretty much always naked, because as soon as they eat the grass, they immediately are sheared again. And if you have a map mod, which I've disabled mine temporarily for this recording, if you have a map mod, I named this pink sheep Annoyance, because it was annoying as hell to get here, and I am just glad that you can lead boats, so that then I could just stick it in a boat and fly it here. Anyway, this is a naturally generated village that we found that we basically took over and expanded and rebuilt. I'm not sure why I dug this hole. I was going to put something in it, but I forgot. It's just terracotta. This is black glazed terracotta, you know, sort of geometric. I pinched the black stone and glazed terracotta design from Tango Tech, who has it in his current redstone part shop, I think it is, on the Hermitcraft server in season 10. Anyway, we've got all the village. We've got a very, very large populous village here, with a lot of villages. Most and pretty much all of these houses were custom built, except these couple that have acacia logs and stuff. All this stuff was custom built. We haven't done, there's not a lot of terraforming, most of it generated this way, but all these buildings were custom built and, you know, laid out and whatever. Most of them have beds in them, but all the workstations, there's no workstations in any of the houses except this little hut here, which has some brewing stands, so there's clerics in there. And we basically, this is just like a major group bunkhouse with multiple rooms. Moth built this main section with 4 bits that has got polished deep slate. Moth built all this, and then I decided to just take that same design and copy it. But I went a bit more wild with the color scheme. It's not just orange, which I actually quite like. Actually, it's got green terracotta and sandstone, oak, and birch roof, as well as deep slate tiles instead of polished deep slate. There's also an ender chest here because I made too many of them. and I decided that that was something I wanted, because I did die a couple of times, and I kept having to quickly like stick unbreaking on an elytra or something, and one of those villages has unbreaking. Yeah, so there's also a small this whole valley is like completely navigable. Like there's a path that goes down there and the bridge, and it goes all the way over there. And this is, and the land, that's the chorus field, and there's all this bit here. But that's not the way we're gonna go right now. We're gonna go around this way, and we're gonna go across the bridge. Which I built because I realized that, hey, this whole thing is basically like these two separate platforms that we were using for separate purposes were one level apart. So I just stuck stairs at one end, and then look, it's a little. I whacked flowers everywhere. I replaced the whole thing with just dirt. It took a while because a lot of it was podzol, which which doesn't like suffocate like grass does. If you put cherry trees next to flowers, they have a chance to spawn a beehive, which is where I got all of those beehives from. So our cherry chest is like basically drowning in wood. I left these warped and crimson nylium platforms in case I ever needed it, but I didn't. Doing. Okay, I'm not sure why that's doing that. Anyway, yeah, so podzol is banned because I wanted grass. It doesn't actually change how the flowers spawning beehives thing work. I just think it looks better if it's all grass instead of podzol. That basically concludes the tour, except for one feature that I found one day when I was just underground in the lower underground section there. I saw a weird shape on my minimap, so I went to it and dug down, and guess what? We are literally inside of a stronghold. So I found the portal room and I dug a tunnel back up. Ignore the corner because I completely messed up the measurements when I was digging it, and I had to improvise. And then Moth came around and redid the floor and the lighting. I just had a bunch of end rods suspended from the ceiling. This skulk was their idea. This cherry was this idea. I think I planned to just do like sandstone with like a strip of purple down the middle, but actually I actually think I really prefer the cherry stairs. But yeah, so there's an end portal, and this is actually still inside the land. Like that's my waypoint for it, 100 meters away. Some glass with some more skulk veins, black concrete with lava. This whole room we decorated ourselves with some black stone and some lava. And I decided to make the area around the portal look a bit corrupted, like it was, like the power was seeping out somehow. And Moth started building something over here, but I'm not sure what their plans were, and they never got online to get around to finishing it. So this is just a circle room in the stronghold that they dug out. I'm not quite sure what his plans were, but he's definitely done something. Yeah, so this is a regular end portal in the main world, which means that you can get the normal end, which is a complete mess. And there's like maybe a dozen different obsidian platforms, and every time you come through, you spawn on a different one, and I'm not sure why. I've never actually seen this bridge, but there's lots of them everywhere. I assume this was from someone way back in the server's history who started like some build project that they got halfway through and then abandoned, because there's a lot of like chests and stuff around that are mostly empty. like this, I don't think anything is in these, or they're locked. Close enough. Yeah. So and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Someone started building started a build project clearly. Um, but yeah, so that concludes the tour of everything that Pars Valley has to offer. It's been a pleasure, Season 5, and I'll see you again in Season 6.